Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is November 18th. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, on Friday, we basically gapped down and drove down to a key level. Okay, drove down to a key level, and then we just kind of stopped and really couldn't go much farther. So, I mentioned on Friday um, that it was OPEX, right? So, in OPEX, around Friday midday, I did some gamma levels, and 585 was the largest gamma on Friday, right? So I was in a trade, which was a good, nice trade. I was in a short, and I looked at it and I go, oh boy, this is probably gonna pin here in SPY. And pretty much what it did, because when you have that large concentration in the gamma, the market's gonna pin there, and that's exactly what happened. We really didn't move far away from 585 for hours, so no surprise there. This morning we got some news for Tesla, it's up pretty nicely, and got negative news for NVDA, which reports earnings on Wednesday. So we'll get into that in a little bit. So we got some nice volume this morning. So let's just see, is this the pullback for Santa Claus, or is there going to be some further downside, right? We'll have to see. I haven't looked at my gamma levels yet. I usually do that after this stream um, to see, but last time I was looking, there wasn't much downside anticipation in the options market. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. All helps me find structure in these markets. That's my edge. That's how I look at the markets. Easy on my eyes, easy for me to understand, and hopefully I can impart that knowledge onto you guys. Okay, and you can find uh, the power in the levels I use, because nothing I have on my charts is not useful to me. Okay, everything's useful. Nothing just sits there because I just have it on my chart, right? So hopefully, every day you can join me at 8:10 a.m. Okay, and you can subscribe and set an alert. That would mean a lot to me. All right, I'm trying to build this profile army up. All right, and I go over the news every day, the recaps of the markets, leaders and laggards, economic calendar, you name it, we go over it. Okay, and daily charts, and then the main event at 8:30. I do the Nasdaq and the ES futures analysis, right? And I go up over my long and short trade game plan, my scenarios. Okay, that's what I do every day. And then, obviously, the market opens up, and you guys are not with me. Eventually, one day, you might be. Okay, and then I have to make a decision on the new analysis of the market opening. All right, that new analysis combined with the blueprint that I set at 8:30 sets up my trades. Okay, and then when I take those trades, and if they're educational, I make videos, right? And I've been dropping a lot of videos of late. My computer problems are in the past. So I dropped another one yesterday. I'm going to drop another one probably later today. Please check it out. All right, please check it out. You can see it on X, Gonzo719. You can also go to my YouTube Shorts and check it out there. You can also go to my TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. Okay, please check those out. Leave a comment, leave a question. I will answer it. Okay, and of course, smash the like button now or wait to the end to see if I get your approval that you enjoyed my analysis. Okay, now why don't we get right into the futures and what's moving markets? All right. All right, let's check it out together. So the VIX is actually up 4.28%. It's at 16.83. So the VIX was going under like 14, and now Powell's comments, the market is maybe not getting the cuts that they wanted, right? So we're getting a pullback. Now remember, it's still getting into that Santa Claus rally part of the market. Like I said, the options market is still bullish. So a much needed correction kind of took away the exuberance from the election. Okay. All right. So that's the VIX. Now silver's up 1.78. Gold's up 1.25. I believe I saw Jamie Dimon, I believe JP Morgan, I believe I saw him say gold. I can't remember now, but it's they basically said that gold will set a record this year, or something like that. 10-year yield continues to rise, but it's at that resistance level. It's up 1%. Crude is bottoming out. All right, crude's bottoming out. It's up 0.52. The dollar still strong, up 0.35. Russell's up 0.26. The Nasdaq's up 0.14. ES is down 0.04, pretty much flat. The Dow is down 0.17. All right, 30-year bonds being sold, down 0.64. Ether down 1.06, and Bitcoin's down 1.82%. All right, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. Let's check it out. Tesla. Tesla is your leader, up 6% basically. All right, followed by AMD's up 2%. Now AMD's been getting hammered lately, but it's up 2%. Okay. Amazon's up 0.39, Google's up 0.23, Apple's up 0.18, and JP Morgan's up 0.08. Now, little laggards here. Meta down 0.30. Eli Lilly is getting destroyed, down 0.56. Now, the reason they're getting destroyed basically is RFK Jr. has been appointed by Trump, I believe, for health and something else. And he's a guy who will go after Big Pharma, FDA, and that is scaring some people. Okay. So, Netflix down 1.09. I don't know why yet. Maybe we'll find out later. Coinbase, obviously, with Bitcoin lower, that is down 1.42. NVDA. Now, NVIDIA's got a couple things coming out. Earnings on Wednesday. Okay. And also, I saw that servers that are overheating with Blackwell chips. It's not the Blackwell chips, but it's the servers. I read something like that. So it's kind of crazy. And then, their earnings are coming. Obviously, their growth cannot continue on this pace. So, kind of crazy. Down 3.06%, down to 137. It was almost up to 150. Okay. But of course, this could change on a flip of a dime um, on Wednesday. Okay. Moving on. Now, Tesla, we'll get into it later. It's about self-driving. I believe Trump wants to add this to some federal government. We'll get into that. Okay. Now, moving on to the top sectors. Let's see what's moving markets here. Qualcomm semis up 0.75. Okay. Walmart up 0.45. Salesforce up 0.30. Exxon up 0.25. CAT up 0.24. PepsiCo up 0.18. Costco up 0.17. Okay. Now, laggards here. We got Disney down 0.64. Chevron down 0.7. That's interesting that you got Exxon's up and Chevron down. Chevron's down 0.75. UPS is down 1.22. UPS just can't get out of its own way. And Uber down 2.96. I'm not sure if that has to do with the Tesla thing. All right, but it's down 2.96. All right, moving on to the swing trade list. Let's see who's moving markets here. Super Microcomputers, who's been getting destroyed, is up 12%, 12.27%. Okay. Gold Junior Miners up 2.44. Roku up 2.40. CVS up 2.009. Dell up 1.98. Chris Therapeutics up 1.82. ARC ETF up 1.53. That's Roku probably helping that out. Hood up 1.42. And gold up 1.34%, followed by Vertiv. All right. Now, we're looking at laggards this morning. Let's see what's lagging. Got Mara. Mara Mining is down 5.93. Lyft. Now Lyft and Uber are both down. Like I said, I'm not sure if that has to do with the Trump and Tesla getting the auto self-driving. So that might have to be. I'm probably sure that's it. Riot down to 2.43. Walgreens Boot Alliance down 2%. Now, I just saw CVS up and Walgreens down. So there might be some news there. ARM, a semi, down 1.97. Bitcoin ETF obviously down, Amgen down, Taiwan Semiconductors down 1.11, SoundHound down 1.10%. Um, what else is down? That's about all I'm going to talk about there. Let's move on um, to the sectors and just see the guts of the market. Who's leading? No, that's your Amazon and your Tesla and your Home Depot. Discretionary is up 0.54, followed by energies up 0.30, followed by staples up 0.13. All right. Now lagging technology is pretty much flat. All right. That's NVDA. Right. That's NVIDIA pushing that down. Um, Healthcare down 0.13. Semis is the laggard today, down 0.86. Now, NVIDIA obviously is down. AMD is up. So certain semis are up, certain semis are down. So it's kind of a mixed bag. All right. I think that does it for our sectors, our watch list. So let's move on to news, economic calendar. Let's go over to our economic calendar. All right, let's check it out this week. We have today Fed Goolsby is talking at 10 a.m. and we have the NHAB housing market index at 10 a.m. So that's 10 a.m. That's it for today. Now this week data that comes out is light. All right, is light. Tuesdays not much to talk about. API crude. Wednesday EIA crude inventories. Thursday jobless claims fully fed. Existing home sales at 10, followed by Fed Goolsby and Fed Hammock. And Friday we have some S&P Global Composite and manufacturing at 9:45 in services. So that usually moves markets at 9:45, and at 10 Michigan consumer. So Friday's got some data there. Right, it's not the main ones, but that definitely 9:45 to 10 a.m. You don't want to be just entering a trade there. You could get ripped apart. Okay. Now moving on to some news. We'll go right here. So, U.S. no frills pioneer Spirit Airlines files for bankruptcy protection. Whoa. Okay. And preview NVIDIA's Blackwell revenue and focus as sales growth slows. NVIDIA has bested lofty Wall Street revenue expectations for the past 8 quarters, but as analysts expect a slower pace of growth, how the company overcomes delays in supply chain issues to sell its latest AI chips is likely to be a barometer for a stock price. All right, it says Medicaid fuels U.S. coverage of Novo and Lilly weight loss drugs. U.S. government health plans account for a lion's share of coverage for popular new weight loss drugs far beyond the reimbursement available from private employers and insurers, according to analysis shared with Reuters. Let's see here. Medical services provider CareMax files for Chapter 11 restructuring. Now, I'm wondering if that's why CVS has got pumped up. Not sure. Let's see if there's more news in here. CVS, here we go. The firm said it would add 4 members to its board in an agreement with Glenview Capital Management, including the hedge fund's chief executive Larry Robbins. Longtime investor Glenview Capital Management bought 2.8 million CVS shares during the third quarter, increasing its stake by 31%. Okay, so I guess that's moving CVS. Netflix. Now, Netflix is down this morning. So, Netflix. Now, remember, maybe this could be it. If you didn't watch the Tyson fight and Jake Paul fight, they had really bad streaming issues, really bad. Now I'm not sure if that's the cause. Let's read it. The streaming service said on Saturday that 60 million households worldwide had tuned in for the entirely anticipated boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, and the event peaked around 65 million streams, according to a statement. The bout between this 27-year-old social media influencer turned prize fighter Paul and the 58-year-old former heavyweight champ Tyson, which Paul won, was streamed live on Netflix. Nearly 50 million households tuned in for the co-main event between Ireland's lightweight champion Katie Taylor and Puerto Rico's featherweight champion Amanda Serrano, according to Netflix. The bout is likely to be the most watched professional women's sporting event in U.S. history, Netflix said. Okay, I thought they were going to talk about the bandwidth issues. They didn't. All right, let's talk about NVIDIA here. NVIDIA, the firm's new Blackwell AI chips, which have already faced delays, have encountered problems with accompanying servers that overheat. So I was talking about, causing some customers to worry that they will not have enough time to get new data centers up and running. The information reported on Sunday. The Blackwell graphics processing units overheat when connected together in server racks designed to hold up to 72 chips, the report said. Citing sources familiar with the issue, the chipmaker has asked its suppliers to change the design of the rack several times to resolve overheating problems. According to NVIDIA employees who have been working on the issue, as well as the customers and suppliers with the knowledge of the issue, the report said without naming the supplier. So that's not necessarily that's a problem, right? It's a problem for NVIDIA, right? But NVIDIA is already telling suppliers that they need to have, I guess, better racks to our servers to be able to handle the power. But that's not good if you put a existing Blackwell chip in a server that isn't equipped for it. It's going to overheat. So that's not the best thing. So that's probably a good reason NVIDIA's down. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. And Alibaba, JP Morgan cuts target price. That's they got a cut there. Yeah. Let's see here. That's about it. I think we're going to go over that. Let me see if there was anything here that I didn't note when we talked about Nvidia's Tesla. There we go. Tesla. Tesla. Okay, Tesla soars on self-driving hopes elsewhere. Tesla stock soared 8% in pre-market trade on Monday following reports from Bloomberg that incoming Trump administration will establish a federal framework for self-driving vehicles and make it a top priority for the Department of Transportation. That's there you go. There you go. All right, let's go over upgrades, downgrades. All right, let's look at some upgrades here. CVS Health upgraded. There you go. Robinhood upgraded. Hold to buy. Hewlett Packard upgraded. Outperformed a strong buy. Moderna hold to buy. Roku. There you go. Neutral to outperform. So there's that Roku upgrade. All right, downgrades. Always a reason, folks. Downgrades. Avis buy to neutral. Let's see here. Nothing really else there. Let's go initiations. Nothing really to note there. Let's go to price target changes. Sometimes, like I said, this is a hit or miss with this. Raises. Let's see. Raises. Coinbase. Target raise from 290 to 375. Autodesk. Target raise from 305 to 330. Target lowered. Let's see. Hyatt Hotels. 160 to 153. That's about it there. That wasn't the best for target price raises and lowers. All right. Let's look at earnings for this week. So, before the open today, anything to note? Not really. After the close today, trip.com. Nope. Before the open on Tuesday, Walmart, Lowe's, Xpeng, Medtronic. Okay, those are before the open. Then after the close tomorrow, there'll be nothing really much to talk about there. And that's the much about it. And Nvidia on Wednesday, Snowflake. Okay, we'll talk about those as the week goes on. Okay, I think that will do it. I think we're ready for some daily charts here. Okay, let's talk about this SPY here. All right, so we gap down, so you got a gap down, and then we started to fill this big gap, right? But what do? We hit the 20-day simple moving average. Okay, that's usually going to act as support if it gets hit. Okay, so it hit it, bought up almost to last month's highs. Okay, almost to last month's highs. Where are we at now? 585. Let's call it 20. 585.20. We are at the lower end of the range. Okay, so that is bearish structure. Let's look at the live look at futures. There you go, right? There's the move down, right at the 20 simple moving average in futures, right at last week's lows, right? Right here, the orange. Okay. Now, this is bearish because it's holding lower prices. This bearish structure. Have to see. Have to see. Took back the basically the election move. All right. So let's look at Qs. Qs had a deeper pullback. Okay, so gap down, push down, Past the 20-day simple moving average, almost to this trend line. Didn't quite make it there. Bought up a little bit at the end. Okay. You notice we went through the previous month's highs. Okay. Last week's range was right here. Didn't come close to that, but kind of almost in the middle of the prior week's range, right? So where are we at now? 496.90. 496.90. We are right there, close to the close of Friday. Now Tesla helping that out a little bit, AMD, okay, but then hurting it would be NVDA, right? Now NVIDIA looks like it's pairing some gains right now. It's not down 3% anymore, okay? Obviously, you got to think about it too with NVIDIA. If they're good earnings, right, this is like basically a pullback that could be viable. So you just have to look at it that way sometimes. Now let's look at the live look of futures. There you go, big move down, right? Here's the prior week's lows. Haven't touched that today or overnight. Okay, you can see resistance right at the 20-day simple moving average in futures. Just watching this though, you got the 50 here. Okay, you're in the middle. Last week you finished almost in the middle of the prior week's range. That's what's going on in your daily charts. All right, now we get to the triple-headed monster, where we look at that 10-year yield, which has been rising, but it has that resistance, folks. Can it break it and hold it? So also, I feel could be a bull trap here. This resistance is pretty strong. Look to the left. Resistance, 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 resistance. Right? It's starting to push. And let's just see what this 10-year yield does. All right? Smart bond money is a smart money, so you have to keep your eye on that. Now let's look at that dollar. That dollar's been meteoric. Right? Meteoric rise right there. Boom. Boom. Right? So pretty, that's at this resistance area, 106.74 right there. So the 10-year yield and the dollar is at a key resistance. Okay, I can only assume most likely the euro is at a key support. So you just have to keep your eye on that. Now remember, a strong dollar is not great for equities, not great for commodities generally. Okay, that's why gold got destroyed. And gold, like I said, got a little bump because of what Jamie Dimon talked about. Now, let's look at the VIX. That's our fear gauge back again. And we got a spike on Friday. Holding that now, we're up 16.84. Okay. So we pushed down below the 200-day moving average. Now we're above it. Above the 90 EMA daily. Going to reach the 100-day. Okay. So just have to keep an eye on this because now this is a little fear pushing into the market, right? With Powell's comments, this wouldn't be more. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always hedging because that's what people do with fear. But like fear, there's a difference between straight out hedging, like for the election, and like, okay, this is not good what Powell just said. So who knows? Is it causing panic? I am not sure. All right. So that is your triple-headed monster. Now we can move on to the main event. All right, let's do that. Let's go to the market profile, volume profile, and check out how our structure looks. All right. Now remember, I added monthlies and weeklies prior to my futures charts now. So orange lines and the white lines, just like you see in the TOS charts. Now I have them in futures, which really helps out. Really, really helps out a lot. Okay. So this profile, maybe I can squish this down a little bit here. All right, let's look at this together, and we'll look at structure together, just to see. This is more detailed than I do in the SPY because I have more details, right? Big difference between, just let everybody know, between like NinjaTrader right here and TOS. or Thinkorswim is Thinkorswim doesn't have tick data, right? I can't get these tick data like you can in NinjaTrader. Like I can look at order flow, all that stuff. You can't do that in NinjaTrader. I mean in TOS because of the doesn't have tick data. Okay, that's why it's also free. So now, with that being said, let's look at our levels together. Okay, and structure. So market had value up here. Okay, that value was 60.15. That was the most traded price of the week. It still is. Okay, the market needs to move that down, right? However, we moved down. Where did we go? To the most traded price of the month. See how we went down right there? That's why I have these levels on my charts, folks. So 58.76 is the most traded price of the last rolling month. That's where we bounced. See this volume here spike? Right? Right there. So that means the 24-hour and the real-time trading hour chart is in sync with the most traded price of the month. So usually they act as walls, which they did here, right? Came down, boom, hit the wall, hit demand, and we bounced, right? Is it a dead cat bounce? I guess we'll find out. Okay, guess we'll find out. So in the world of profiles, value is still up here. The job of the market now is to bring value lower and have value follow price. If value cannot follow price, price returns back to value. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Okay, now as far as what happened Friday, opened here, test up a little bit long, and then boom, got some single prints here, right? Kind of hung out and then poof, poked up, closed here. Okay, closed there. Now the key level too that also happened is when you moved here, you broke the month to date anchored VWAP. Notice the anchored VWAP here is red. What does that mean? That means that for the month of November, the average buyer, okay, the average buyer is underwater. So once we pushed through that and held through it, the average buyer of the S&P 500 is underwater. So when I saw that, I'm like, that is not good. We're holding under it. We didn't even bounce really there. That's going to make a lot of people cover their position or get nervous, right? So, I had a short, pretty decent short. Like I said, I'll make a video of it. Now, we pushed down below that anchor VWAP. Like I said, we made our move down here, which was expected. I even put that in my our scenarios that I didn't think that the sell-off would happen like that, right? The market always surprises you. Now, the price we're at right now is 58. What is that? I'm really my eyesight's getting bad here. 58.95. That's where we're at right now. Okay, inside Friday session. Okay, inside Friday session. Let me get this price to be seen here. I'm gonna throw this to the back here. I'm just trying to make sure that this price, you guys can see it. All right. So it's hard to see it. I'm trying to get you guys so you can see it here. Maybe it's this gap thing, this gap level here. Never mind. Never mind. We'll just go what we're doing here. All right. So lows down here. Okay. So let's look at this together, and let's see what kind of levels we have. Right. Now we do have a poor high. See this like unfinished business here in the overnight. Let's zoom in here. Let's really get into here. Okay. So we have a poor high here. So you have a triple top, right? Right here. That's an incomplete auction. Okay. Incomplete auction. Now, midpoint of Friday session is 59.09, right? Right there. we're inside Friday. So here's Friday's highs. Here's Friday's lows. Okay. Overnight low, overnight high. So the areas that we're going to concentrate on is really value area high and value area low, which lines up with overnight low and overnight high. Okay. So pretty simple. Pretty simple today. We also got a big major level here down here to 58.76 is the most traded price of the month. Okay, this is how we're going to look at this. And this is last month's highs right here. Right there. Okay. That white is last month's highs, which we broke under. Okay. So levels to watch. You have value area high 59.11. You have supply zone right here. Right? And you have that triple top in the overnight. And you have single prints here. So this area I'm going to be watching, okay, for a reaction. Sellers want to engage here. Buyers want to break it. Okay. Same thing down here. Okay. Look, you got value area low. You can see it right here. Value area low from Friday. That's 70% of the trading on Friday's session, right? It lines up with the overnight low, 588.6. What else do we have below that? The demand zone and the Meist. I don't know what that's about. And the most traded price of the month. Okay, so very powerful support there. Very powerful. Okay. The 58.76 levels, the most traded price of the month, happens to also be the lows of Friday. That is not going to be easy to cut through. Okay, we just had a nice correction. Okay. Also, remember, on the daily chart, we hit the 20-day simple moving average. So, you need to take out that wall down there to have some real lower power by the bears. So this is the playground today. Okay, this is the playground. Now, that being said, let's get into it. Okay. Now we still have a gap below us. Okay. Gap above us. But let's get into it. Okay. I don't want to waste everybody's time. Let's just get right into it. Okay. We'll start with the bull case because I feel like this level is very strong. Got a demand zone, most traded price of the month, overnight low, value area low from Friday, right? This area. What do we do if the market comes in here, right? If I'm a bull, right, I'm going to defend that level. Now you have the overnight high. Remember, it's all about confluence. 59.11 is the value area high. 59, that might be 15, is the overnight high, that triple top, and you have these single prints. That is the area bulls want to break. Okay? That is the area. Now, so first thing, if we drop into this area, what does price do? I'm going to watch it. Are internals weak? Are the leaders like the Mag 7 weak? Are they not that weak? Right? That will determine if I'm going to go long here. So I just want to see. If I see something like this, higher low, yeah, I'm going to want to get long and see if we can come up to this triple top in the overnight. You also have single prints. Okay, emotional selling. All the way up to here. Oh, I should add that here. Let me just add that here because there's another line of single prints here. So let's add to it. Right there. There's like a little patch here, another patch here. Right there. Okay, so that's all single prints. Remember, inverse Elfie. Okay. Usually, I gotta really find something I could do and turn that inverse Elfie for you. Right? But that's just poor structure. Okay? Poor structure. So can we push through these singles and push through these and hit Friday's highs? I don't know. Now, what else can happen here? We could do a bear trap and do one of these all the way down to the end of this demand. Even if you break it, and if you do something like whoop, and you go over this most traded price, whoa. Yep, that could be a move up. All right, that's what I'm looking at on the long side. Now, as far as the short side, same levels we're going to look at. Make a box here, and we make a box here. Okay, same thing. Okay, now same thing. If the market comes up here, what is it? What do we do in single prints, right? And supply here. What do we look for in single prints? Well, if the market's super strong, those single prints should get eaten up quick. But if the market is not that strong and you come in, now I can see a little bull trap happen here. Push through that triple top. Now you're in singles. Also have month to date VWAP right there. What do we do? If you get resistance here, yeah, that's a short, and you're going to start to want to take out, see, and target overnight lows. That's our weak lows, right? Now, I'm being honest with you. I'd probably get really close to my stop when we get down to 58.76. I don't know if this market has the power to push through that level. However, if it does, breaks this demand, whoa, 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 it can go. Okay, I don't, I don't think there's a high probability of that, but it's in the cards. It's in the cards. Okay, honestly, that's probably all I'm interested in for today. That's really it. Okay, now moving on to the Nasdaq. Let's see how that Nasdaq looks. Okay, does it look the same? Is the analysis going to be the same? It might be. It might be a little different. It's a little different. NVIDIA, let's look back at it. Or NVIDIA is even getting bought up now. Is that 3% down over 3%? It's only down 2.3% now. Okay, so let's look at this together. Let's look at structure. All right, we know we got value up here. Now, ultimate balance is still up here. Let's just call it 212. All right, up here. Ultimate balance. That's why we made a big move down. Okay, big move down. So ultimate balance up here. We went all the way down to this demand zone. Almost filled this gap. See this little gap? Big gap? It was a big gap. We almost filled it. We didn't quite fill it. Now we have a gap above, right? So we have singles here that I didn't put down. So I'm going to add those again. Let's add these singles. Another patch of single prints right there. Right here. Okay. So that's poor structure. Now, we don't have a poor high. We have a weak high. Okay, so not the same. All right, not the same structure. Okay, wise. Okay, we do have a demand zone and a supply zone here. We do have it broke actually the month to date VWAP in the overnight session on Friday morning. Okay, and then you opened up, boom, ripped, right? So what are we working with here? We're inside. Here's the highs of Friday. Here's the lows of Friday. Here's the overnight. Here's the low. Is the overnight? I mean, overnight high, overnight low. Price is here. Price is in the middle of the session of the overnight. Midpoint of Friday was 205.90. So we're in the middle of the overnight, in the middle of the Friday session. That is not a place you really want to be. I'm going to call that chop suey, chop city, chop zone. All right, I don't really want to be in the middle of a middle. Your ass going to get chopped. Okay? So, levels I'm looking at are overnight highs with this supply zone here. So 206.57 with these singles here. Okay? It's going to be about the overnight highs again in the overnight lows. Now check this out. Here on the lows, what do we have? The close, the most traded price of Friday, and the overnight low, and a demand. Okay? So you just really, it's all about this demand and this supply zone. What do? Right? That's what I'm looking at. All right? That's what I'm looking at. Let's get right into it because it's not going to be too different. Start with the bull. Start with the bull. Let's go for scenarios here. All right. So, what do I want to see? Okay, there's going to be 2 points here, a little different than actually the ES. First, this demand overnight low, the close, the most traded price, Friday. What does the price do when we come in here, right? Does it do this and this and this, and then we're going to see what we do with this supply and the overnight high. Okay, this single prints right here, if you push through and this market is ripping, yeah, you can go right up here, touch Friday's highs, touch the month-to-day view up, and last month's highs. Right there, 207.89. Okay, that's one. Two, if you break this, boom, I feel this could be a bear trap. Okay, you fill the gap, hit this demand. Last week's lows right here. What if we bounce, right, and we start to make our move up? I don't know if you'll get this high. If you do that, you might just get to here. It's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Okay, that's the initial analysis. Let's go with the bear side. Okay, you got supply here and single prints. Single prints become resistance. That's a problem. Okay, it's a problem for bulls. You don't want that to happen. Okay, single prints, when you're a strong market, you cut through them. Okay, so as far as the bears, I want to see a test up in here to this supply in the overnight highs. If I get resistance in here in these single prints, boop. Now look, it's the most traded price of the overnight right here. You can cut through that. I think you're going to test this week low over here with this demand. If you cut that, I feel like you'll fill the gap. Right? You got another big demand zone below this. They're overlapping. I don't know how much farther we can go here. Like I said, I feel like we'll bounce from here. But that's the short side. That's really what I'm looking at. Okay? I don't want to short down here that much. I don't feel like my risk reward makes sense. Up here it does. Okay? That's pretty much what I'm looking at for today. Just remember what the story of this market is. Okay? Don't let price action fool you. We just took back the election monster move, right? We have NVIDIA's earnings on Wednesday. NVIDIA just pulled back for you in the pre-market. This market could open up and being like, yo, I'm going to get in right now for NVIDIA if this thing's going to rocket. Because you have the Blackwell overheating thing. That will get overshadowed with monster earnings. That will be a thing in the past. And again, what I'm talking about doesn't mean we don't sell off further. It just means that know the story. Santa Claus coming to town. We just had a correction. NVIDIA's earnings. I'm saying it. It is setting up for a nice bull move to the end of the year. Can we go lower? Yes. And we still could go higher. Just looking at the story. Okay? Just looking at the story. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the analysis today. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you did. Hopefully, you can join me every day at 8:10 a.m. Subscribe and set an alert. All right? That would mean a lot to me. All right. Now, I've been dropping a lot of trading videos lately. Another one I owe you. And I just dropped one yesterday. Please check it out on my YouTube Shorts. Also, check it out on my X at Gonzo719. And you can also check me out on my TikTok at Gonzo719Trader. Okay, so we have the plan today, folks. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Volume's pretty nice. Let's just see what NVIDIA does today, right? The lagging sector is semiconductors. Now it's only down 0.58. A big difference from when I came on the stream. Okay, NVIDIA is getting bought up, right? So they have to just keep that in mind. Okay? All right. Everybody, have a great day. Stay green. No trade is the trade. And I will see everybody tomorrow.